Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well today. And man, super excited about all things that are happening. Man, my name is Michael. If we've not talked before, if we've never met, man, it's nice to meet you, and would love to know where you're watching from, and all the things. So before we get started, I want to just read this verse out of Psalm 128. Man, this verse has been so good for me as we have started out the new year. And this verse out of Psalm 128 says this, says, "Blessed are all who fear the Lord, who walk in obedience to him." I mean, I love that right there because it says, first of all, blessed are those who fear the Lord. And that's something that, a lot of people are like, I fear the Lord, I'm scared of the Lord. Man, that's not really what it's about. Blessed are those who fear the Lord. Blessed are those who man, walk in obedience to the Lord, and those who acknowledge who God is. And notice how it says, blessed are those who fear the Lord, and then it says who walk in obedience to him. And I don't know what that looks like for you today, but are you walking in obedience to wherever God is asking you to do, to whatever he is asking you to do? What does that obedience look like? Maybe for you today, it's just waking up and spending time with the Lord today. Have you been able to do that today? And and you may be like, man, Michael, I don't really know what being obedient to the Lord means. And that's okay. But what I would encourage you is that you can learn more about the things that God is asking us to do and who he is when we get into the word. And I want to encourage you today, man, if getting into the word is not a daily habit that you have put into your life, I want to encourage you to do that. And if you need some steps and man, where to start and all, how do I do that? And maybe you need a devotional. And I've written some devotions. Let me know. Reach out to me. I would love to send that to you, and to help you take some steps with the Lord. Because, like it says in Psalm 128, blessed are all who fear the Lord, who walk in obedience to Him. And we can be obedient when we know what He is asking of us. Now we can pray and we can hear from the Lord, and we can have moments like that. But what about getting in the Word? Like for me, this out of Psalm 128, it's been so big for me this new year, and I keep sharing it with everybody I'm talking to. I keep sharing with my clients. I share with my friends. I've shared it with my wife multiple times, because truly blessed are all who fear the Lord and walk in obedience to him. And then look what it says: you will eat the fruit of your labor. Blessings and prosperity will be yours. Your wife will be like a fruitful vine within your house. Your children will be like olive shoots around your table. Yes, this will be the blessing for the man who fears the Lord. And as I read that, as a man, I like this order that David has written this in Psalm 128, because it starts with me. It starts with the man. It starts with me being obedient to whatever God is asking of me to do. And then it says that my wife will be like a fruitful vine within our house. And man, that's important, that it goes me, and then my wife, and then it says my kids will be like olive shoots around your table. And when I read that, around your table, again, I'm not exactly knowing what David was meaning right there, but here's what it means for me as a man. I want to make sure that we are gathering around the table. I want to make sure that we are having time together as a family around the table. And I don't know what that looks like for you, but for me growing up, I never really had moments where we would gather around the table. And now as I get to have my family, it's so cool that we get to sit around and hang out together and eat dinner around the table, because those are moments of connection. And I want to encourage you right now, if that's a moment for you and your family that you're feeling like, man, you're putting it off, or you don't have time for it, I want you to think about the amount of dinners and times around the table that you don't have left. These are times of huge connection with your family. And I believe that sitting around the table and hanging out and eating is very, very important. It's something that we try to make a priority every single night. It has been huge for us. We've started a new thing around the table to where we have these little popsicle sticks, and we've written friends and families' names on it. And so each kid once we all sit down, we grab one of those popsicle sticks. And this is something I learned from a friend of mine named Kansas. And we grab the popsicle stick, and we pray for whoever is on that stick, and then we eat dinner and we talk about all the things. And then what we've been doing recently is playing this game, this board game. This is Dude Perfect game. It is hilarious and it's so fun as our family. And man, it's just been really, really good. And so Psalm 120, I want to read it one more time. It says, "Blessed are all who fear the Lord, who walk in obedience to him. You will eat the fruit. Your wife will be like a fruitful vine within your house. Yes, your children will be like olive shoots around your table. This will be the blessing for the man who fears the Lord. May the Lord bless you from Zion. May you see prosperity of Jerusalem all the days of your life. May you live to see your children's children. Peace be on Israel." Man, I just wanted to share that with you guys today. I think that's just a big, big W today. So Psalm 128, if you haven't spent time with the Lord today, check out Psalm 128 and let me know kind of what you feel God is saying to you around that. And I've got another thought that I want to throw out there. And this is on the idea of our self-worth and our self-worth. So I believe that when you have a high self-worth, you realize that those that you lose in your life is really not a loss. Let me say it again. When we're able to have a high self-worth in our lives and we're able to know who we are, especially in the Lord, when we know who he says that we are, when we lose people, when we lose friends, when we lose whatever that would be to you, and maybe you've gone through a season of just like you feeling alone, you feel like you've lost a lot of people, you feel like people have stepped away from you. Well, when you know who you are and you're okay with that, then having that high self-worth is so important, because when people do step away, when people do walk away, you realize, you know what, that's okay. Because another thought is this: when you know that the people in your life, that they see you at your worst, when those people, again, going back to the beginning of when you have a high self-worth, you realize that those, let me scoot this over. When you realize that you have a high self-worth, when you do have a high self-worth and you start to lose people, you don't take it personally. You don't take it, man, and you get down in the dumps. You realize, man, it's really not a loss, because you're okay with who you are. You're okay with who you are in the Lord. And what's really, really cool, I want you to think about this. Who are the people in your life that have seen you at the worst? And I would love to know. I would love if you could put in the comments, who are those people? Maybe it's family, maybe it's friends, maybe it's coworkers, and these people have seen you at your worst. Because there's people that are going to see you at your worst. And then what happens sometimes with those people, when they see you at your worst, what do? Is they cut you, because they're like, man, I don't, that guy messed up, or man, I don't like, man, that person doesn't do this, or man, that person, whatever that may be, they saw you at your worst. You lost it. You went off, or maybe you stole something, or maybe I don't know what it is, but when people see you at your worst, do they still think you're the best? I'm gonna say that again. When the people that are around you see you at your worst, do they still think you're the best? Because if so, those are your people. And if so, hang on to those people. And if so, take care of those people. Those are the people that we've got to surround ourselves with. When they see you at your worst, they still think you're the best. And I believe that we should be those people as well. When people are at their worst, whatever that would be, are we loving them and are we caring about them, period, no matter what? If we're not, then that's a whole nother issue. Because now, Michael, you're like, Michael, I can't do that. Like, I am not willing to see somebody at their worst and to truly love them for them. Well, here's what I would tell you is are they really, do you really care about them? Do you really care about them? Because Jesus Christ, remember this, Jesus Christ daily, he sees us at our worst. And what does he do? He loves us. He loves us so much that he actually got on a cross, died on that cross, and then 3 days later rose again so that we can have life in him. And we at times we push people away. We say, man, I don't want anything to do with you. I'm out. This person, this, and we talk bad and we do all this stuff. And that looks nothing like Jesus. And so I want to ask the question. Are there people in your life that you realize they've seen you at your worst and they've cut you out and you realize, man, you miss them and you want them back in your life? Well, those people aren't your people and you got to let them go. And if people don't love you for who you are, even at your worst, then those aren't your people. And that may mean that your circle got a lot smaller in your life. And that may mean you realize, I don't really have anybody around me that is caring about me for me, which is not true. Those people are out there. But really who's out there is the Lord. And when you read again Psalm 128 and you are obedient to him and you realize what he is saying to you and you get in the word and you're like, man, I'm all in. Like, I get it. I'm telling you, there's so much peace from that. So again, when you've got people in your life and they see you at the worst and they're still around when you're at your worst, those are your people. And then you need to reciprocate that to them. That is just like Christ. Be like Christ today. When someone messes up, when you realize someone has done you wrong or they have done something wrong, man, love them through that. Love them through, and that's hard. And that takes personal growth, and that takes reflection, and that takes really truly relying on the Lord. And maybe you're like, man, maybe you're thinking right now, man, there's someone in my life that I have kind of pushed away because they, quote, did you wrong. You did me wrong. You know, they whatever you. But there's something inside of you that's saying, man, I really screwed up in that, and I should show them Christ-like love. Because we don't deserve, we don't deserve the love that Christ pours out to us daily. Like, if you think about your life and you think about the way we're living our lives, and you think how much Jesus Christ loves us, do we deserve that? No, we don't. But what does he do? He loves us, and he loves you. And I want you to know that today. He loves you. And maybe you're having a tough day and you realize, man, you're all alone. No. If you have a relationship with Jesus, you're not alone. He loves you. And I would encourage you, get in the word today. See what he's saying to you today. And when you've got people in your life that when you've acted out the worst and they still love you the best, hang on to those people and treat them kind. And then realize that when you have lost people in your life, whatever that looks like for you, when your self-worth is high, you can keep walking because you know you've got the Lord, and it's okay. And that's hard, but I promise you it's okay. And then one more thing, another thought that I've had. Once you know that life is coming from you and not at you, we can be and do anything that we want. I want to say that one more time. Once we realize that life is coming from us and not at us, you can rest in knowing that we can be and do whatever you want. I think for a lot of my life, I thought that people and things were constantly coming at me, and it was all an attack or whatever it may be. And that comes from years of trauma in my life, of kind of being hyper vigilant and super aware and ready all the time to attack and protecting myself. And man, what I've been learning these past couple of years is that, man, life truly, no one's coming at me. No one's coming after me. I mean, there's some people on social media that are really rude, like really rude, especially whenever you, for example, like me, I've started my own business and really throwing myself out there a lot. I mean, people are brutal, and I know those aren't my people. So block, hide, see you later. But there have been times when man, I've just felt like growing up, like, man, everybody's coming at me. I had to be super hyper vigilant and aware and protect myself and all the things. And man, I just want you to know that what I've learned is that life is not coming at me. I'm actually living this life, and life is coming from me. And here's what it's done. It's given me the opportunity, and it's given me so much peace to be able to do and be whoever I feel like the Lord wants me to be. And for you today, I want to tell you the same thing. It's not coming at you. It's not coming at you like, oh, Michael, it's coming at. No, it's not. You actually have the opportunity to live this life. You have the opportunity to put on the armor of God. You have the opportunity to love people well. And I want to encourage you today to do that. Um, and man, I'm excited about, like, for me, I don't know how much any of you have been following, or even if you're watching right now, but it's been a fun season for me as I've kind of like tried to figure out exactly what my niche is or who my ideal client is. It's been a journey. It's been really fun. I got certified in business coaching, which is exciting, and I love that I got that certification. And I've got this cohort of people that we meet every single week, and we talk about the struggles, and we talk about all the different things and good things that are happening. It's been really a good connection to have this group of people just to connect with as far as business coaching. But what I've learned in in this is that, like, a lot of people don't know me as a business coach. And that makes sense. You're like, you worked in a church. That's not a business. It is a business, and we could talk about that later. And people are like, well, you don't know much about business coaching, and I would agree that I've never like ran a legit like business, but I do know a lot about business. But I know a lot more about people. I know a lot more about the Lord. I know a lot more about being healthy. I know a lot more about mental health. And so that is the transition that I have gone into. I know a lot about parenting. And so what I have kind of crafted my niche, if you will, or my ideal client is busy parents who don't have time to take care of themselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. And here's what's come from that. Man, I've had the opportunity to help people and to have a few clients who are saying, man, I want help growing in my walk with the Lord, and I want to be more fit physically. And let's talk about some mental health stuff. And it's been so cool. Like yesterday, what I saw one of my guys that I'm coaching, and it's all online coaching. It's virtual coaching, which has been really, really cool. So we meet on Zoom. They set their own goals, and they set their own like things that they want to reach in the next 90 days. And so I work with these people for 90 days. And because I believe, after 90 days, what's so cool is that these people can actually do it on their own. And that's what I want to do. I don't want to just, you have to keep coming to me for constant coaching. I mean, I don't mind it if you want to do that, if you want to pay for that. But really, after 90 days, I want to give you all the tools that I can. I want to pour out and pour into you all the things that help these people grow mentally, physically, and spiritually. And so far, it's been incredible. Like yesterday, I was driving up a hill over here by my house, and again, this is all online coaching. But one of the clients is like, "I need to go to a hill," and this joker was out running the hill by my house. And later on my social media, I'll post a video of that. And I was like so proud, like, "Let's go!" I've asked them to stay off the scale for right now, which has been really hard for a lot of them. But one of them has already lost 10 pounds in 2 weeks. Like, it's incredible. You're like, well, that's not healthy. Well, it actually is amazing what's happening. And so we're talking nutrition with them, talking just small little workouts. And you're like, Michael, you get up every day and run at 4 a.m. I do. I'm not asking these people to be Michael Head. I'm asking them to be a better version of themselves. And I'm asking them to make little changes in their lives. And those little changes in our lives are actually going to end up being big changes. So I'm so excited for 90 days after I get done meeting with these people. I'm also doing some life coaching. There's someone that is just kind of in a depressed state and just dealing with some anxiety and different things. And it's been so fun to work with this person and just to help them and give some tips and some verses and some encouragement in their life to kind of get them out of the funk. Because, man, I've been there. I've been in the space where you feel like you can't see the way out, and all you see is this dark tunnel. And what's been crazy through my experience of walking through the mental health is that God has given me some tips and tools to be able to help other people. I would have never guessed that I would be helping other people dealing with depression and anxiety when I was in my deepest and darkest times. I mean, truly, I would have never guessed that that's what I'd be doing now, because it was so dark and because it was so gross. And now I am doing that online, and it's truly amazing. Meet with somebody else who they feel like and they don't really want to go to counseling. They feel like that's really tough for them right now, and I totally understand that. And so I am not a therapist. I've had a lot of therapy, and it's been fun to be able to just be there for them, as we've gotten on Zoom together, and just talked and prayed and walked through some things, and to see the steps that these people are making in their lives. And so it's been a journey. It's been kind of crazy to go from I'm going to be a business coach to now, man, I'm truly a life and performance coach for people, focusing on busy parents. And so it's been really, really cool. And yeah, that's it, man. Thank you guys for getting on here today. There's been a lot of people on here. I am super excited about that, and I just want to say thank you very much. And if you haven't checked out my YouTube channel, I would encourage you to do that. Please go check it out, like and subscribe, and do all the things. And if you or you know somebody who, man, maybe they need some coaching, maybe in, man, they're wanting to lose 10, 15 pounds, and man, they want to do it in an easy way that's sustainable for them, man, have them reach out to me. Or maybe you know someone who's just in a depressed state, or they're anxious and they're not sure how to overcome it all, and and you can see it weighing them down. Man, reach out to me, and let's look out for our friends. Let's look out for our people. And I encourage you, have a great day. Again, if you're catching this right now, I started the whole thing by talking about Psalm 128. And I want to encourage you to check that out today. Psalm 128. In the very beginning of it says, "Blessed are those who fear the Lord and who walk in obedience to him." And so today, let's walk in obedience to the Lord. Let's go.